All right, welcome back to Empire of the Sun. And the last time we left, it was the Allied card play, and I skipped over. I'm going to go over and skip that and skip my last card play because not a lot, not very interesting. It just he basically played for his card. He played, if I am not mistaken, a card that allowed him to basically what he did was he withdrew, went ahead and withdrew his Air Force here, sorry, his Air Force, his Navy, U.S. Asia and U.S. Asia destroyer that used to be up here in Biak, and he moved it back down here. And I think he moved an air unit from Sarong to Biak like that to continue to cut off this Japanese naval brigade there. Okay, and then what I did was, as I promised, I went ahead and played the played this card, the Mahatma Gandhi card. Okay, let's flip that to show you. Okay, I played this. Okay, and I put that in the FOQ. Okay, then the forward operations queue, so that it will be a future operations card next turn. I want to hang on to that. I actually thought about using this actually for the points, and this is how my thinking went. I was actually thinking of making an attack here. He has only very few naval units left for the U.S. He's got the New Orleans and Northampton here, and he has the two small units here. If I could destroy all U.S. naval forces in the South Pacific and wipe them all out, I actually get another political will drop from the Allies. Remember, he's already lost one because he's lost all his carriers. If he loses all his ships, or at least lose all his U.S. ships, then he will lose another point. So that might be worth doing, especially since we're very strong here. We've got some pretty powerful naval units here. And so if I play this for the points, 3 points, I can activate this guy and get 5 ships going, and I can easily come over here, sail all the way up here. This actually is within range 15, just within range, and pummel this, and have a very good chance of sinking these 2 ships. But my thinking goes, unfortunately, I have ships here and I have ships here, and this card being an event card, oh sorry, not being an event card, because I'm playing it not for the event but for the ops points, because I'm playing it for an OC, as an OC and operations card. I can only declare 1 battle hex, so I can't declare a battle hex here and a battle hex here. So however I do this, he's going to be left with some naval force on the board. So I thought about it long and hard, and I figured, if I can come out here and destroy this, that's just fewer ships I have to worry about next turn. I thought about it, and realized, okay, well, I want that may be so, but ultimately it doesn't lead me to the extra loss of political will for the Americans. And so I decided, I'll just keep this. I'll just make this. I'll put this in my FO, and okay, and make this a turn, a card that I could use next turn. I could very well just end up with 6 cards next turn because of the submarines could take out an extra card, and I might need that card, and that card is really nice to have, just in case he does some activities in Burma eventually. That's a nice thing to have. So since it's not going to get me anything really solid, I decided to keep it. I don't know, maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should have been more aggressive. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what the Allies did here in the next turn, so I put that in the FO. The Allies played probably their second to the last card, and it's this card right here. I can show this to you. This is the Gormley card, the Halsey Gormley card. And what it is that it's pretty lucky for his because Halsey enters the game. Okay, and then if the Gormley South HQ is in play, remove it and place the Halsey HQ location, and so on and so forth. So a very weak Allied headquarters, the Gormley headquarters, which is the South Pacific headquarters, which is down here in Espiritu Santo. It used to be there. Gormley used to be a 7-1, very, very weak, headquarters. Now it's been replaced by the South Pacific headquarters by Halsey, and it is a 10-3, very powerful. So it's good for him to have that. Good for the Allies, not so good for us. Also, it's a military card, so he can actually use it as an offensive. So now he has a logistic value of 4. And then, of course, with the newfound 3 here, he actually can activate 7 units. And he did that. He activated this thing, he activated that thing, activated that thing, and he activated these other units down here. Okay, and that's basically what he had. That's basically what he did. He has 7 that he activated. Okay, and then he's indicated he's going to bomb or attack the ball and probably try to sink the carrier or damage it in some way. He also moved this thing here, and he wanted to attack battle A, but I think it's a mistake. I think my opponent made an error. This is out of range. This LRB actually is out of range of this. It's supposed to have range of 6. And if you count that 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is just out of range. I think my opponent just counted wrong. So I told him that the LRB is out of range, and I'm not going to count that in the battle at all. So I think he'll agree with me there. So here, now comes my turn to react. I don't have, by the way, I no longer have my intelligence card. I already used it. So that's no longer in the FO. Also, since I put this card in the FO just this turn, I cannot use it until next turn. So I'm out of cards. I'm completely out of cards. If you look at the card count, yeah, the Japanese, if you look at the card count, which you can't because it's not, doesn't show up. The card count shows that Japanese have no more cards. The Allies have this card and another card. Okay, and if he wants to, he can play. He still has his FO card to play for the event. He put that there. Or play the FO card, whether for the event or for the points he can. The thing that's important about the FO is it cannot be the last card you play. So you have to physically, when you're physically out of cards, you have no longer cards in your hand. You cannot play the FO card. So he has to play it. If you're going to play the FO card this turn, he has to play it in the next card as a next card play, or keep it for the next turn. So that's where that is. And so he's launching an attack. He's got 13 allied air going after this. 13 because this is 10. Okay, that's 10 because he's within normal range. This guy is within extended range because greater than 2. Okay, but not more than 4. So he's 3 taxes away. So this guy is under. His strength is half. Attack strength is halved. So that's going to be 10 plus 3. That's 13. He has 13 attack factors. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and react to this, and I have to roll a 3 or less. Okay, he doesn't break the Japanese. He doesn't break Japanese he doesn't break Japanese Azoi, so he doesn't move into Japanese Azoi. So I don't get the -2 modifier that I would normally get. So I have to roll a 3 or less. Not good. It's a 40% chance, only a 40% chance of hitting or making the intelligence die roll. So I have to hit, have to hit 3 or less on the intelligence die roll, and sure enough, I hit a 1. So that's good. That was very lucky. I hit a 1, and I am able to react. Okay. So what I did was I intercept. I activated the South Seas HQ with 2 plus 1. Okay, this is a 1 card. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I can activate 3 units for reaction. All right. So what I did was I reacted with, I think I reacted with this guy here. I reacted with this guy and the battleship Yamato and the cruiser Mogami, and I moved everybody for the attack. Okay. Okay. Notice also that everyone that's in the battle hex automatically participates in the battle. Okay. So I count this all up. I'm 55 Jap, I think, and 13 allies. Yeah, 56 Jap, 13 allies. You roll the die roll. Okay, attacker defender. So the attacker, the allies roll 4. It's a half result, and I get a 6. It's a full result. So the allies have 7 AP hits. They hit me for 7 damage, and I hit him for 56, which is more than enough, of course, to destroy these 2 units here. Because this takes 20 and this takes 10, that's 30. So they both die. Okay. And remember, the Japanese actually can, the Allies can actually afford to take these kinds of losses because, they have a lot of air replacements every turn, 5 air replacements every turn. All right. So that's the kind of like the tactics behind that. All right, so the battle's over. He didn't hit me. He didn't cause enough damage to cause any damage on me. So I just basically move things around. I moved the Yamato to Atlantia, and I put the air unit back in Hollandia to put an air umbrella over Biak, and so I put an air umbrella, and the Mogami returns to Rabal. Okay, I don't want to. What I want to do now is I want to begin to spread out a little bit my navy a little bit. I don't want everybody to be in one spot like it was earlier in Truck, where one air unit can paralyze this entire reaction stack. Okay, so in this turn he has to he has to be able to hit this, neutralize or pin all that if he's gonna do exactly what he did last turn. Okay, all right. So now what happens is, what's next is the Allies play again. They have another card play to go. They have to do their post battle movement, if any. And then what's going to happen next is they've got to another card play. They have another card play because they have another card in their hand plus the FO, so they can play the card. And I don't have any cards to play anymore, so basically you have to sit there and take it. And then that'll hopefully be the last. If he plays the FO, that'll be second to the last card. Then he has another card to play. If he plays his card in hand, that'll be the last card to play. Then we go into the end of the turn. We get attrition and all that good stuff. And we go into turn 4. And then we're going to see the surrender of the Philippines, the surrender of the DEI, and the surrender of Malaya. And that should drop political will to 5, and then even to 4 because of the loss of the U.S. carriers. Remember that we are trying to push political will of the U.S. down to 0, and that will be a Japanese victory if and when we should do that. And another thing we need to do is get out of ISR, but that's going to be next trip's problem. I think going forward, we should probably be looking at a possibility of an attack here in Burma. We cannot play, remember, we cannot play our reaction card, Mahatma Gandhi, so we cannot cancel the SEAC activation. That'll wait until next turn. So, anyway, let's see what the Allies do for their next card play. All right, so thank you for your attention, and let's see what the Allies do.